Brian. And this is Mike. We're going to talk about sports today. So thanks for tuning in. This is our second episode of the season so far, or really that we've ever recorded. Thanks for listening in last week. I got a lot of review from you. Most of you just texted me or came up to me in person, or you talked to Michael here. So I just want to say thanks for the review. We've switched the camera up a little bit, and we do still have a plain wall behind us. We're working on that. We're going to get something posted behind us. But enough about that. We're just gonna dive into sports today. So first on the docket, we're going to talk about the Seahawks. Seahawks now. I don't know. Are we going up? Are we going down? What's going on? What's your impression, Michael?
It was the tale of two halves.
Okay.
That first half was average at best. And
Are you talking about just the game, or are you talking out of the four games we played?
I'm talking about the last game that we played.
Okay.
Just this last game. I mean, the first three games weren't that impressive at all, to be fair. The only person that impressed me, in fact, was Doug Baldwin. He's the only person on that team that, in my opinion, at least on the offensive side of the ball, that really was doing much of anything. Russell Wilson was throwing the ball high a bunch. He still is.
Yeah,
he needs to bring that ball down, unless he's going to throw it to Jimmy Graham, in which case I don't even know if he should be thrown to Jimmy Graham.
I don't know if Graham's going to catch the ball. He's been dropping a lot.
He's been eating Butterfingers before the game.
I don't know.
Can't be doing that.
Well, also I've been really, really impressed, believe it or not, with John Ryan. Hey, props to you, man. You've been punting the ball really well. It's sad that really through the first three games, my most impressive player for the Hawks, with the exception of maybe Earl Thomas, has been John Ryan.
I honestly feel like you can the defense, when they're on the field for as long as they have been on the field, it's very tough to hold opponents to low amount of scoring.
Yeah, but I don't know how in the Titans game, Seahawks held on to the ball for quite a bit. The offense was on the field for a lot. How many points did we score? 30-something? No, 27?
It was, I believe, 33 to 27.
30, okay, so 27 points. But still, the most points we'd scored all season. Actually, I think more points than the first two games.
And a lot of that came in the last, in what some people would call garbage time. When the Titans had a healthy lead, and the Hawks were trying to come back, but it almost felt half-hearted, but at the same time, the Titans defense had like a half heart of defending.
But here's the thing. I don't 100%. I agree and I don't agree, because here's the thing. When the beginning of the third quarter against the Titans, Seahawks marched right down the field and scored a touchdown. Threw a pass to Carson, very first touchdown pass, caught the ball, boom, touchdown. And I thought, hey, like, here we go. And then the defense gave up a little bit. But anyways, let's get back to this most recent game here. Let's talk a little bit more about that. So tell me your impressions.
Well, like I said earlier, tale of two halves. The first half, we looked okay. Mm-hmm. Second half, we really picked it up. I really felt like we had some good drives. Okay. We sustained them. Our defense was on and off the field very quickly.
Okay.
I believe in the third quarter, the whole second half, we didn't give up any points at all. So I thought that was very encouraging to see. The defense really played well. It was unfortunate. We had some bad injuries. Chris Carson looks like he broke his leg. Cliff Avrill's out, possibly indefinitely with a neck injury. That could spell some bad news.
Somebody else, I think they said maybe I'm reading this wrong, folks. Obviously, I should have done a little bit more research, but bruised heart, I think I saw somebody today.
Yes.
Sports update.
Oh, yes. Oh, who was that? Obenmoa?
Is that who it was?
I cannot pronounce that name. I'm sorry, folks. He's an offensive lineman. Yeah, he had a bruised heart.
How does that happen?
There might have been some pre-existing heart condition that we did not know about.
But I mean, maybe a hand came up here into the pads and just hit his chest really hard.
Yeah, something.
I don't really.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, he looks to be out for a little bit of time. Tom Cable seems to be knowing what he's doing. He's a pretty good offensive line coach, considering we've had a lot of rookies and young blood, a lot of green guys on our offensive line. Yeah, really, and by the end of the season, we're usually right in the middle of the mix for offensive line. So I mean, I complain about it all the time to family and friends. But that being said, maybe halfway through the season, we'll get these guys going.
But tell me this, Michael: was the line phenomenal this week, or was it the Colts, or is it a little bit of both?
I think the offensive line definitely was better this week. Okay. I'm not going to deny them that, especially, like I said again, in that second half. The second half, I don't think Russell Wilson even got hit. they were doing so well. I mean, they might have gotten hit once or twice.
I think you sacked one.
That being said, the offensive line seemed to be able to go through with ease and not have any trouble.
Yeah, they definitely played a lot better. I'd be very curious to see how that game would have turned out if Luck was quarterback instead. I only say this because then our defense is having to play a little bit more defense. Now, I don't want to take any credit. I don't want to take any credit away from their quarterback who was in his. He's a rookie. Well, no, he's not a rookie. He's been around a little while.
Anyway,
obviously, we don't know our facts this week.
Andrew Luck is a phenomenal quarterback. Yeah, I mean that guy.
People say I look like Luck a little bit. Like the beard. I don't know. I've been told.
Anyway, Andrew Luck is a great quarterback, and I don't want to deny anything from him. His backup, I felt like, did a pretty good job.
No, yeah,
he threw the one interception to Coleman, and that was actually a pick six, which really helped out the Hawks there because defense was scoring. And Bobby Wagner had a pick six. I like to see that.
No, he didn't. He had a fumble. Fumble six.
Fumble six?
Yeah, there was a fumble, and then he ran it in.
That shows you how much I know.
I'm pretty sure it's a fumble.
All right. Well, he got a turnover and ran it back for 6 points.
We're sorry, folks. Week 3 will be a lot better. It's just been one of those weeks for us, you guys. We just didn't prepare as well. It's okay. There's only like 125 of you tuning in, anyways. If I'm probably like 15 of the
every single one of you. We do. But anyway, let's get back. So, like I said, the Seahawks offense, they really caught fire in that second half.
Yeah.
Doug Baldwin had some nice catches. Luke Wilson had a touchdown catch. I think he's been Mr. Reliable for us for a while.
I've always liked Luke Wilson. Yeah, I don't know why. So
Jimmy Graham came into town, and then he kind of overshadowed Luke Wilson. And before Jimmy Graham, it was Zach Miller. And Zach Miller came from Oakland. Before that, and he had some good catches there in Oakland. He played well as a receiver and a blocker. Yeah, Zach Miller is a good tight end. He was probably one of the better ones that we've had in recent history.
Yeah, I like Wilson though.
Yeah,
I think he does a good job.
I think he's a great second.
I think he's reliable.
Yeah, well, Misty, he is very reliable. Now, earlier on in his career, he would drop some passes that were right to him, and that's something I felt like he's worked on, and he's been a little more reliable. I've noticed that earlier on in his career, he did the old, I can't catch the one right to my lap, but I catch the spectacular behind-the-head catch that nobody would ever expect you to do. So it just happened. Jermaine Kearse was actually a lot like that at times, too. But
I felt like, I felt like our running did really well this week. I felt like we ran the ball well. I felt like Carson did a phenomenal job. Again, I'm blanking on his name. He's on the practice squad, but he came in and he ran.
McKenzie.
Yeah. Wow. Nice job, dude.
He really,
you're a beast.
I think they actually had him on IR to start the year.
Oh, to start the year?
I believe they had him. I think he had
the announcer was talking about how they were watching him in practice this week.
He's bright. He's a bright young back. I think he has a good future ahead of him.
Oh, he was phenomenal, I felt like.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. He did so well. He caught that, he ran that touchdown pass. He just broke some ankles when he ran in there. I mean,
he really seems to have the moves. The only thing I would say is it was in the fourth quarter, and the defense.
He ran a little in the third, didn't he?
I believe most of it came in the fourth, and that's when the defense was a little tired. So I'd like to see him against a defense that has fresh legs. Yep, I would like to see that. I think we're going to see more of him. And Eddie Lacy, and if Thomas Rawls can get healthy, we're going to see a lot more Thomas Rawls as well.
I think I heard Lacy 55 yards on 11 carries.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad, especially from a backup role. He was definitely not the main guy. Chris Carson was the main guy last week.
Well, I like the yards per carry.
Yeah, I mean, is that 5?
Yeah, 5 yards per carry.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, 5 yards per carry is great. That's a first down every 2 touches. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're averaging over 3 yards per carry as an NFL running back.
You're doing all right.
You got my vote, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I thought that this next week, week 5, Eddie Lacy, Thomas Rawls, if he's healthy, and J.D. McKissick are going to have to really carry the load for the Hawks.
Yeah, I've heard that they're going to put Rawls in. I heard he was a healthy scratch this last week, a healthy scratch.
Yeah, I think part of that's just him recovering from his injury.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could play if he had to, but with as many options as we have on the table, or at least we did before Carson was injured, I felt like, they just there's no need to rush it. We feel like Rawls is the end game, though I don't know Rawls. I mean, Carson is
He looks good.
His
Now, of course,
stock is going up.
Well, but with his injury, I think Thomas Rawls is going to get a chance, and also Eddie Lacy and J.D. McKissick are all going to get a chance to prove that they belong on this Hawk roster. And I know I haven't mentioned him yet, but Procise. He's another guy that I believe was a injury scratch. And,
he was. Yeah.
You know, if
I like Procise.
I like him too. I liked him last year. I thought he was phenomenal.
Great. Oh, he's awesome.
That's not a bad problem to have when you like 4 or 5 different running backs and you all want them to play, but you can't have them all. You know,
That's true.
So it'll be a nice, interesting, competitive battle, I think, for the spot of 1, the starter, and then 2, who's going to be the spellback, and then the third down back. Procise was playing that third down back, but if McKissick can come in, I think him and Procise have similar traits to each other. They could come in and maybe spell themselves and just kind of be the third down backs, and whatever one seems to have that upper edge, maybe that's the guy we need to go with.
I agree. I really don't have anything to disagree with that. I've been really impressed with Earl Thomas this year. Boy can fly. He's been in on every play. He's phenomenal. I mean, do you see what number I'm wearing? That's right. Earl Thomas, baby. Probably my favorite player on the defense. The guy is awesome.
This year, he's starting to wrap up his tackles.
Oh, yeah.
Longest time.
Yeah.
You know what he does?
Yeah, he does.
You can't tackle people like a torpedo, man. I learned that in junior high. You wrap with your arms and your shoulders.
I mean, he's still getting tackles, but yeah,
he was laying the big hit. People like Rob Gronkowski was saying, I can't breathe.
I know. Did he break one of his ribs?
He did, yeah. No disrespect there, Gronk. But that being said, you can't tackle everyone by breaking their ribs. You got to actually wrap up and tackle them to the ground. And I'm really impressed with what he's been doing that this year. So.
No, seriously, I feel like he's in on every play. He's always there to stop the run. He's there in the air. I felt like the Colts quarterback got extremely lucky on one of his throws, that it was tipped by one of our players. Otherwise, Thomas would have picked it. I mean,
I think his name is Brissett.
Brissett? Is that who it was? Okay. Rawls is just, he's crazy. He's everywhere.
Wait, hold on. You just said Rawls, my friend. You meant
Thomas. Sorry. Thomas is crazy, and I honestly think he's the number 1 safety in football.
He is. He's the best free safety.
If there are any other safety
in the game.
If there are any other safeties watching this video, which I doubt, but if you do, sorry, but Thomas is your threshold. Like, you got to reach Thomas level. Like,
after his leg injury last year, I was a little worried he wasn't going to be as strong as he is this year. I know,
because he came out and said he's done, which, hey, I get an emotional response. Like, sports invoke an emotional response.
Yeah.
If you look at my Facebook feed, you'll see it.
The Seahawks really got themselves a $6 million man there.
Oh, man, yeah.
They can rebuild him. Make him stronger.
That's right. So, but awesome. Sherman, man, it's the thing. You're not in on any passing plays, but that's just because you're so freaking good.
Nobody wants to
throw to you.
Hey, you know what? If that's going to be the case, and you don't have the stats to prove that you're the best.
We know you're the best.
We all know you're the best. Every quarterback in the league knows you're the best. If the fans don't think it, who cares?
Who cares what they think?
Yeah, we know it.
You're getting paid. 2 quarterbacks don't want to throw to you, and they don't want to throw to you because they're scared.
Because they got the respect for you. That's what it is. They know that they can't go to Sherman's side because eventually it's going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Sherman has been in on a lot of run plays. Sorry,
he's a great run defender. He knows how to tackle
I like
players. He squares them up, players that are twice his size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the effort. I like the effort. I don't want to call out too much. A lot better this last game. And maybe they just weren't calling your name. But Chancellor, I'm not hearing your name called, man. Where are you at? Like, this last game you stepped up a lot, but you're the enforcer. Like, from the Mighty Ducks, man. You were the guy. You were a Bash brother. And you lay the hit, man. I would literally poop my pants if you came running at me. You hit so hard from what I can see on TV. Like, we need that. Like, you literally cause receivers to drop passes even before you hit them sometimes.
I think that's part of what they were doing this last week. Some receivers heard some footsteps. They were dropping passes.
You lay the hit.
That is
that's what he's there for. I mean,
Yeah.
he's there to lay the hit. And we're the exact same age. And man, dude, you're massive. I love it. But
He's got a man crush over here.
yeah. Nah.
Cam Chancellor, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
I feel like you got a lot better this game. You're gonna be a steady player. You're all pro safety in my eyes. If the league doesn't want to see that, then they're blind.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think you're phenomenal, but it's just I wasn't hearing your name called as much in the first 3 games. And again, that could just be because they weren't calling your name.
Yeah.
But you did really, really well this last week.
To wrap it up real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I was gonna say something with Jimmy Graham.
Okay, yeah.
He had a pass thrown to him in the second half, and that was an intercept.
Was it second half?
I believe it was the second half. Yeah, Russell Wilson ended up getting intercepted.
Yeah, that was.
Jimmy Graham had his hands right through the hands. Yeah,
what happened? Like,
there's got to be something. You got to be held more accountable. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but you had one in the first half where it felt like you got ahead of the receiver. The ball was a little underthrown, but you didn't go back and fight for the ball. You got to go back and fight for that ball because that's all that matters in this game. You got to get the ball. You got to possess it.
And
you got to score.
It's always said like, hey, just lob it up there. Graham will get it. And I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. Everybody has a bad game now and then. Like, I'm not saying you're perfect or that you have to be perfect, but yeah, we all the receivers in general, they just gotta have less drops. There's been a couple drops recently, really over the last 4 games, and we really need to clean that up because when we go up against better games, against better teams, we just need to not drop any passes. Anyways, I'm gonna segment over here to baseball a little bit more.
Playoff time, baby.
Playoffs. Woo! That's right. October is upon us, so we're not gonna dive super deep. Just going to kind of go over predictions. Yankees and Twins are playing right now. They're actually playing right down there. I can kind of see the mirror, the reflection on the mirror. Yankees are up right now. I'm predicting the Yankees to finish out this game, and they're going to go up against the Indians. And I think that's all the Yankees are going to get. I think the Indians are going to beat them. I have Astros over Red Sox, and then I have Astros versus Yankees with Astros winning that. National League, I'm going to go with Diamondbacks over Rockies. And then Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers. I have Nationals over Cubs, and then Nationals over Diamondbacks. And then I have Nationals and Astros in the World Series, and I'm going to stick with the Astros. Believe it or not, I'm going to stick with them. I've seen them a lot. They're in my division. And the funny thing is, a couple years ago, and my friends point this out to me all the time, how excited I was that the Astros were coming into the division because I said, at least there is at least a free couple wins for the Mariners. So apparently I ate my words this year because I think the Mariners beat them like twice.
Maybe.
I don't know. It was bad. Mariners got blown out. But anyways.
My predictions aren't quite the same. I do have some similar ones. However, starting off, again, I got the Yankees over the Twins. It's going on right now. I know I can see the score. I know they're winning. I thought they were going to win before the game. But I'm also a little biased more toward the Yankees. I happen to like them more so than I do. Oh shit, dude, big fat mouth.
I
happen to like them. Stop it.
For the Yankees, let me tell you.
Anyway, I think the Yankees are gonna pull that one out. And over the Red Sox and Astros, I'm giving it to the Astros. They've got a hot team. They got a good team. They've got a young team. That youth, and they've got more. And then Altuve and company, they've got some experience too. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to really help them come playoffs times. No disrespect to the Boston Red Sox, but I don't think this is your year.
He wouldn't pick you anyways. He hates the Red Sox.
Going over to the National League, I have got the Rockies, my men in Colorado. I think you guys have got a good team this year. I think you guys have really played well, and I believe that you will get that wild card, that one-game wild card over the D-backs. Going down,
D-backs?
D-backs, that's what I said.
You said D-backs.
No, I said D-backs. You shut your dirty mouth. Going over, I got the Cubs and Nationals in the game, and I think the Nationals are going to win that one. The Cubs won the World Series last year. I think they've got a high. I think they're going to be overconfident, and that's going to be their weakness this year. The Nationals have got Bryce Harper and company, and they want it. They want it bad. They had a taste for it a few years back, and they slipped, and they were falling. I think they're back with a vengeance, and I think that they're going to go all the way to the World Series when they face let me get to that. Going back over to the Dodgers and the Rockies. For me, I've got the Dodgers over the Rockies. Those Dodgers, yes, they have had their hard times lately. However, they are still a great team. They've got Kyle Seager's brother, Corey Seager. He's a great hitter. They've got Clayton Kershaw, who can pitch like nobody's business. They've got just a solid team overall. And I feel like they've had their slips and their downfalls, but come playoff time, I think they're going to be able to put it together. They've got that experience on that staff and on the field to give them those wins. When we get to the NLD National League Championship Series, I got the Nats and the Dodgers. I've got the Nats over the Dodgers. Again, I think. Yep. I think that those Nationals are real good.
Only them and the Mariners who haven't been to the World Series. The only two franchises in baseball.
Well, yeah, that's right. So I think the Nationals are going to beat them again. Bryce Harper and company. I think they've got it in them. They've got the will, the drive, and the skill. The talent's there. And the American League, we're going to go over. I've got the Yankees versus the Astros. I think the Yankees are going to end their streak in the playoffs right here. Their wins in the playoffs right here. The Astros are going to end up beating them. Again, they've got youth. They've got talent. They've got pitching. Yeah, I mean, pitching is key in playoffs. Not that the Yankees don't have pitchers, but they're not. They're not as consistent. They're not as conditioned. They're not as consistent as those Astros. Verlander's a great pitcher.
That's a ring.
And he's had a lot of experience in the playoffs. With the Detroit Tigers. I mean, he pitched with them for a long time. Was in the playoffs many years. And so he's going to be able to lead that club, I believe, all the way to a World Series. However, unfortunately for Verlander, I don't think he's going to get his ring this year. I think that Bryce Harper and company is going to get their ring. And then we're going to see all Washington in the World Series this year. So that's my pick.
Nationals going to win?
Yeah, what do you think? How many games do you think you got your Astros winning in? Out of 7.
My gut says 6.
I think Nationals are going to win in 5.
5?
Yep.
Well,
that about wraps it up for us. I'm Mike.
I'm Brian.
You guys have a good week.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in this weekend.